What's happening? Welcome back to the Account for Life podcast. We're talking about why we all need courage in order to be happy. And I'm just make a statement here. You can agree or you not, or you may not agree. The secret to happiness is freedom. The secret to happiness is freedom. What is freedom? What is freedom? So let's look at what freedom is. Let's look at what the secret to happiness is, kind of like the process, and how courage kind of like jumps in there. Because what I can see is that courage is like the catalyst for actually making happiness a reality. So guys, I want to welcome you back to another episode of the Account for Life podcast. I'm Jay Moore. I'm the health accountant. I help people like you account for their life, and also help people like you who have businesses account for their business by way of taxes. And if you're the kind of person who says, man, my tax bills are going up, or I don't want to see my tax bills go up and I want to actually start seeing where my money can go, make sure you reach out to me, because I can help you save thousands of dollars in your taxes, but more importantly, help you to get into the right mindset that business owners have in order to grow their businesses. So why we all need courage to be happy? First thing, the secret to happiness is freedom. That's the first thing I want to mention here. Now there's a couple of things else I'm going to mention there, but the secret to happiness is freedom. And what is freedom? What is freedom? So when I went and kind of like extracted the words, freedom, it's two words. Freedom is two words. The first part of that word is free. What is free? Free is to act, to be able to act and do what you want, think how you want, move how you want. And who doesn't want to move how they want, do the things that they would like to do? Like everybody wants that. Everybody desires that. It's a Monday morning, and we all need courage on Monday mornings, because a lot of times it's time to go to work. It's time to get back on the grind. At least that's what they say. So if it's a Monday morning, but then I find myself, I'm not free. I'm having to pay. I'm using all my time today in order to make money. I'm using all my time today. I'm giving 8 hours a day to my employer. Now, if you have a business, then that's yours. But I want to be free. I would like to be free to act. But the second part of the word is dom. That's short for dominion. Dominion. You know what dominion is? Kings have dominions. Kings have dominions, because a king has dominion. Then when you have dominion, you have complete control. Complete. So I'm free to act and free. But when I have freedom, I have complete control. See, that's different than a lot of the freedoms that we've been sold. Hey man, you're free. You have freedom. No, you don't have freedom until you have complete control. You own what it is that you have to do. So part of this secret to life being happiness, like as we move into that, the secret to happiness is freedom. The secret to freedom is courage. The secret to freedom is courage. Now, back when I wrote this book, Living Life on the Next Level, I knew it was going to take courage at some point to realize this going to the next level. And I took my time in developing this, because when I first developed the concept, it wasn't a book. And when I went and looked at the concept, the end of the concept was courage. I didn't have this statement here, the secret to happiness is freedom. I just knew that, man, to get to where it is I would like to go, I'm going to probably need some courage. See, courage takes fear, and it says, hey, I may have some fear. I may be a little afraid, but because I would like to be happy, secret to happiness is freedom. Because I would like to be happy and I would like to have freedom, then I'm gonna use this thing called courage, because now to have freedom is to have courage. Let's take it one step further, because now we have to realize that when we have courage, you actually have to do something. So I'm going to say another statement here. We're going to kind of unpack this for you. in life, right? You must take action. A person must take action in order to have freedom. You know what's interesting about that is that taking action is kind of like when you think about when someone asks you a question, when you meet somebody, say, hey, what do you like to do? Think about this question. What would you do if that's all you could do? Or that's like if you could just distill it down to just one thing or couple things, what would you like to do if you didn't have to do all of the mundane stuff that you typically do? If you didn't have to go to the job, if you didn't have to work the business, what would you do? See, because that's probably, I'm going to say, kind of like at the top of what I should be focused on, what I would like to do. So whatever action is necessary, that's what I'm going to have to do. Yesterday, I knew I had to do something. I was like, I need to do something. See, because I know freedom comes with doing things. If I don't complete anything, then I can't be free. You can't be free if you don't complete things. I got stuff on my desk I got to complete. And they may not necessarily be things that I'm like, oh, this is going to push me forward. But at the end of the day, it's like you have to do something in order to actually start participating in freedom. And so when we think about, well, what would I like to do? What would I like to do? Then usually you get to, but I'm not sure if I'm qualified. I'm not sure if people are going to look at me as an authority because I'm writing these books. People are going to say, man, Jay don't know what he's talking about. But you got to have courage to withstand what someone else thinks. See, most of us who grew up religious, going to church and reading the Bible, being, kind of like over and over and over, kind of like getting those scriptures. And I know in my church, I'm sure in yours too, they have rituals. And when I say they have rituals, they may be a text or something, a song you sing every week. And I didn't realize when I was growing up, it was kind of like they were, and I don't know that they were doing it on purpose, because I don't know that they understood what they were doing. Specifically, they could have. But when you say something over and over and over and over, do you know you start to believe it? It doesn't matter what it is. Like there was scripture that we would literally at the beginning of the service, we would recite as a whole body. And when I think of the scripture or the songs, or even the order of the service, that order of service is doing something. And is it leading to freedom? Is that order leading to freedom? Are those things that we are doing, are they leading to freedom? And that's the point, right? Because if what I'm doing won't lead me to freedom, then I'm not going to be happy. Remember, the first statement was the secret of happiness is freedom. The secret of freedom is courage. And then in life, we've got to take action in order to have freedom. So what if I'm doing the wrong thing? One of the things that I wrote in Living Life on the Next Level in that chapter on courage, the law of courage, is that there came a time in my life when I was kind of looking at all the stuff that I'd learned. I says, wait a second, something isn't right. Let me look at it from a different perspective. And one of the ideas that I had, I says, well, if everyone's doing it, then I shouldn't do it. Now, some things you can do if everyone's doing it, if it's good, 90-something% possibly. Most of the stuff everybody's doing, then I probably should shift and move to do something that's almost opposite. And I realized that because in Matthew chapter 7, there's a verse that says, wide is the gate that leads to destruction. Many people follow that path. Narrow is the way that leads to life, and few people follow that path. Narrow is the way. I used to think when I read that verse, narrow is the way, man, that's too hard. Nobody can do that. When I realized, That's what I should focus on. I should focus on going narrow. And in business, you would think of it like this. In business, when you go narrow, it means to go into a niche. It means to stop trying to sell to everybody. Stop trying to serve everybody. You can't serve and sell everybody. You can, unless you have a broad product, and most people won't start a business with a broad product, because when you serve the mass, then that means that's usually the price of that thing is going to be really low, like toilet paper. It's low. Everybody needs toilet paper. Now, here's the thing. Can you get rich on toilet paper? Absolutely. You're going to need, but you're going to need a lot more to get rich doing that. So if you were starting a business, you got to go narrow. And you got to go so narrow that, yes, I did a video, and it was just for people who like one person business owner, service-based business, doing under $300,000 a year. So that if you're doing over that, don't watch this video. If you have more than one owner, don't watch this video. If you're not a service-based business, don't watch this video, right? Because I realized that, hey, let me speak to somebody specific about their problem. What is it? What problem were they having? I found 8 things. I called it, first it was 7. I gave a bonus 8 money mistakes that these people were making. But here's the thing. Now I'm talking business right here, but we're going to get back to that narrow thing. But the thing is, you got to go narrow in order to get to where you're going. Come on now. There's no way you can get to a destination without going towards it. Like if you're trying to get to 10 different destinations going in different directions, you're not going to get there. You're not even going to get to 2 different destinations if you're not focused on getting to one. It's kind of like if I was leaving my home office, if I'm leaving my home and I'm going to go in a direction, I can only go towards one direction. But Jay, I got 2 stops to make. Well, I can't focus on 2 stops. I can only focus on the first stop, which means I've got to go straight to the first stop. And if I have a second stop, then that's afterwards. And I still got to go to that one. So when I read that text in Matthew chapter 7, and maybe verse 7, wide is the gate that leads to destruction. Many people are on that path. I said, man, you got to have courage in order to actually believe that. You have to have courage to believe that. If I don't have courage, when I read this statement and take that statement as my own, then I'm going to be afraid. And I'm going to lack the courage that I need in order to move forward. So that one idea changed my whole life. Now, there's so many ideas that I can find in the Bible that's changed my life. But here's the thing. I had to first find one. Once I found one, I realized that the whole Bible is a transformative book. The whole thing, not one part, not just a little bit. The whole book is a transformative book. Now, here's the thing about the Bible. And I'm just going to insert this and then move on. I know that the Bible was tainted with or orchestrated. I know that. Here's the thing. I can still take the good from it. I can still take the good from it and use it. And as I use it, here's how a person can use the Bible without being all religious. Deposit it first. Deposit the word in you. Just put it in. So when you deposit it in you, and then as it works its way in you, then what happens is you then become somebody. You become the version of yourself that you're looking to bring out. See, me, I was looking to become myself. And I just took the Bible, let me just grab some scripture, let me just drop them in. Look, I don't necessarily have to quote a lot of Bible scriptures. That's not going to be me. I want to quote from my understanding and the wisdom that I gained from it. And I want to quote from the experiences that I can actually have because of it. So when we think about having courage in order to be happy, it boils down to freedom. Millions and millions and millions, hundreds of millions of people, maybe billions of people woke up this morning and everyone's seeking a freedom. What freedom are they seeking? Time freedom, maybe? Be able to control their time? financial freedom, maybe. Those are probably two top lists. Freedom in their time, freedom in their finances. What if I told you that it's all a construct, and having time freedom and financial freedom, it all starts with something not on the outside of you, but something on the inside. See, I realized that I probably chased money. That's probably one of the biggest mistakes I've made, chasing it down. And think about it when you were a kid and you were playing hide and seek, or you were kind of playing with your friends and you were chasing your friends. What'd they do? They ran. Your friends ran. So imagine chasing money. That's one of the biggest mistakes I've made. I've chased money. So in essence, I was chasing down financial freedom. And what you'll find is you're not going to get it. And if you get it, it's going to run away. So you continue to chase it down. So how does one? We're going to move financial freedom away from it. How does one have freedom? Taking action. Taking action towards where you see yourself being. I'm not even going to say going. Where you see yourself being, because being is the first step. We must be a human being. So I must be a person that can have what it is that I would like to have. But what I would like to have requires courage to act. Lastly, as I deposited in scriptures all throughout the Bible, there was one scripture. There was one scripture that really changed my life. And it was Joshua. It's Joshua, chapter 1, verse 8. And so the last part of this scripture, it says, if you do all that is in the word, you will make your way prosperous and have success. So the first part of it says, keep the book of the law in your mouth, meditate on it day and night, and do what it says, and you will make your way prosperous and have good success. Do what it says. And so as we close here today, it's the doing that gets us there, but it's the being that makes us who we're supposed to be. So we have to be first. And as we're being, we start doing. And in that doing, we'll need courage. And that courage will bring us happiness. And that happiness that we get will bring us to this thing called freedom. And then that thing called freedom is going to be ours as we continue to act in a way that takes us and reveals to us all that we are, all that we ever could be, and all that God said that we are from the very beginning. So guys, look, we all need courage, but we all need courage, and in order to be happy, we've got to have courage, because courage is what I'm seeing as it's like that ending point of getting to where it is that you would like to go. Have courage, be of good courage, be strong. That's what God said to Joshua. So guys, look, happy Monday, guys. I appreciate you guys. Look, make sure if you have not gotten this awesome book here, Living Life on the Next Level, you want to go grab that book off. You can grab it off of Amazon. You can also get it from me. I can send a signed copy to you. Comment Next Level in the chat, and I'll be sure to get it out to you as soon as possible. Guys, I appreciate you. I love it, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.
This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.